Joining me now is author Charlie Bell, who, along with a partner, has written a book called The Map of Africa under the pen name of Eddy Nugent. So I'm going to start off with, why a pen name?
Well, the two of us have, obviously, we've written it together, so the idea was a pseudonym that Eddy Nugent's the kind of name everybody sort of thinks they know a person like that. I mean, quite a few people in the army have actually said to us, oh yeah, I served with Eddy Nugent.
It's one of those names,
one of those names.
Like Joe Bloggs. You think
yeah, very similar.
So we have to name check that you're co-author as well, don't we? What?
Ian Deacon. Yeah.
OK, because he's not here today, but you're here to represent him. So what's the book actually about? Well,
it's actually the second book in a three-book series that we've written. The first book was called Picking Up the Brass, and it's following the story of a young lad from Manchester in the mid-80s, Eddy Nugent, who joins the British Army. First book was all about his basic training and his first posting, and this one now follows him out to Belize in Central America, and then he gets posted to Germany after that. So it's the idea is to sort of like let people know what life was like for British soldiers who weren't in the SAS or weren't, you know, generals or brigadiers. OK, so if you I mean, I've got a list. Is it autobiographical? Is it comedy? Is it a statement? Fact? Fiction? Yeah, well, it is fact, and like all British soldiers, we've kind of took the opportunity to embellish things slightly in our favour. All the things that happen in the books either happen to me or Ian or somebody we know, and the emphasis is entirely on comedy. Really? Because people would think being in the army or in the forces isn't comedic at all, but because you are from the army, so you're drawing from your own experiences. Yeah, well, like a lot of the emergency services, the forces, British forces, always have to fall back on sometimes quite a dark sense of humour to sort of cope with some of the things that they are asked to deal with. So we thought a book about just the comedy available in the British Army hasn't been written since Spike Milligan. So we decided, right, that's exactly what we'll write. Well, I would suggest an ex-soldier, the natural move isn't to become an author, so where did this come from? Well, we always wrote. We served together in Central America, myself and Ian, and we always sort of used to make each other laugh quite a lot. And then when we got out of the army, we both do the same jobs. We're both radio engineers because we were in the Royal Corps of Signals in the army. And a book came out that was about guys in Northern Ireland, and we'd served in the same place, and it was that unrealistic that we just sort of said, God, surely anybody can write a book if this guy can get a deal. So that's what we did. So we wrote it ourselves, self-published it, and it was that successful that a publisher came in and gave us a deal. It must be tough to write with somebody else because you've really got to be on the same wavelength. Very much so, yeah. We didn't question it. Every creative writing course or anything like that will tell you that that's kind of an impossibility, it doesn't really work. But we just did it, and it has worked. We'd sometimes, like Ian's working away in Oslo now, making notes for the third book, but it just seems to work. I write some, he writes some. We put it all together and get one style, remove sort of individual idiosyncrasies and come up with one style. So your book now, The Map of Africa, is available now. Yes, people can go and get it. So how far away are we from the last one in the trilogy then? About a year, I think. We've started making notes, but we haven't really knuckled down and got it written yet. But all right. Well, we'll wait with bated breath. Have we got a name for the third one? No, not at all. OK. Work in progress. You can bring it in when you've done it in a year's time. Thanks very much, Jemma. Many thanks indeed. Thanks very much.